All right, no technical interruptions today. We are live. Wait for
Hello,
a few
hello.
people to join. See what kind of reactions people have to the Fed. A few big news stories going on right now. So yeah, let's see. Let's get a few people in here. Let's go through the basic intro here. These are our weekly super chats. We chat live. We encourage everyone to get into the comments section. If you're on X, if you're on Twitter, just hop in, hit the chat button there, and get into the chat. We'll post talk comments. We'll talk about what you guys are interested in. Um, also, nothing we say today is financial advice. Just
Yep.
just Chris and I shooting the shit and talking about our opinions on stuff, having fun. So yeah, how are you doing, Chris?
Hey, I'm pretty good, man. I was waiting patiently for us to go live because apparently there's an XRP ETF just went live today or the other day,
There's
and I believe it's the
what went
first
live?
one.
Sorry, I missed that.
An XRP ETF is
Oh, I
officially
didn't
up.
even see that. Wow. Okay. This is why I've
Yeah,
been seeing
man.
so many more people from the XRP army commenting. Okay.
XRP Army is going strong, or XRP whales, I'm sure, are eating good. Life is good for them.
Life is good. Life is good. They're finally rectified. That's right on.
I mean, I'm like, they've been rectified, you know.
It's true.
They've been one of the
They've
most
been a
rectified, if I had to guess. They're doing well, man. I can't even hate.
yeah, can't even hate. I mean, you can't hate someone that has been in the top, what is it, top five crypto market cap for like going on like 8 years now, something like that.
That
So
is crazy. Dude, I
good for
remember the
them. Good for them.
2017 XRP memes where people would just bull. I mean, I think a lot of the early crypto like bull memes are actually XRP memes as well. They were so
100%.
dominant.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, in 2017 there was not many altcoins, and I was trading XRP back then. So um, yeah,
There you
I
go,
mean,
bro.
technically, I was part of that army.
So there's actually a secret XRP whale among us right now on the live stream, guys.
No
I
way,
didn't
no
want to
way. Not
expose your position, but
now.
it is
Now
what
I
it
just make fun of them.
is.
No, good on them.
Yeah,
Good on
man,
them for.
absolutely.
It's hard. Lindy effect is real, but it's definitely it's difficult in the crypto market. So good on XRP for like staying up there all these years.
Absolutely. Yeah, Lindy effect,
Anyways,
very real.
Lindy effect very real. Um, Let me share. We've got like a lot of big news coming out in crypto this week. I mean, we kind of talked a little bit about it last week, but like right now, banks and like institutions in the US are just piling into crypto. It's absolutely wild to see like all the different headlines that are coming out while like the average retail person is still like bearish and thinking that it's the 4 year cycle and panic selling out of the market. Um, one of the biggest news stories this week right now is that the Senate in the U.S. is currently going over this Crypto Clarity Act. If it passes, I believe the Senate, then it's going to go to get signed by the president and go into law. Um, so this is like one of the biggest things that everyone in the crypto space has been waiting for. This Clarity Act, as the title implies, will give clarity to the crypto space, which gives banks, institutions, your average like investor in the U.S. with with a broker account, like access and clarity around crypto and all that sort of stuff. So in preparation for this, like a lot of banks are kind of front running all this and seem to be like getting involved in a heavy way in the crypto space and allowing their clients to get into the crypto space. So it's been pretty exciting to see. One thing I wanted to kind of talk about though was one of the things that's been holding up this bill is that all these banks are like eager to like get their clients involved with crypto, but they do not want to pass along interest to them, and they want to make sure that stable coins are not passing along this interest to their clients, which is like hilarious. They're trying to hang on to the last little bit of control that they have that's keeping banks relevant, basically, and not allowing stablecoins to pass along this interest, where a user in the DeFi space could get like 7, 8% interest by holding like a USDC stablecoin or something like that. The banks want to make sure that this is not allowed, and that banks are the only ones that are allowed to issue interest, even though they're only passing along like 0.1% interest to their clients and savings accounts. So I thought that that was pretty hilarious. That is what is holding up this bill. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it makes a lot of sense, and it's also like a completely futile attempt at kind of, preventing the inevitable in this case. Like, there is no, even if they do manage to pass some laws or have some sort of like regulatory barrier for retail users to get that interest from the stable coins. I mean, the more the economy goes on chain, the more people are just going to use the alternatives that exist on chain and get that 7, 8%. So that just makes
Exactly.
your bank less competitive at the end of the day, right? Someone will come along and create a really easy solution for people to obtain that 7, 8% and just forego the entire bank process. So in
I mean,
reality, like, yeah, go ahead.
that No, I was just gonna say that that's a great point, and like, yeah, the markets. As long as we live in free markets, which I hope we always do, yeah, people are gonna find a way around that, and like, yeah, if they're trying to keep the centralized part of crypto to not pass along interest rates, then yeah, like you said, like it's a very good point. People are just gonna, I mean, it's just gonna push way more people into DeFi. They're going to get self-custodial wallets. They're going to do it themselves. They're going to earn that 7, 8%, especially when we make things super easy for them. And they're kind of just shooting themselves in the foot. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, it is a little bit disturbing how out of touch a lot of these banks are. Like for those who don't know, I am living in Charlotte in North Carolina, which is like a banking hub, and I talk to some people who work in finance like very often. What is the how in touch are these banks and do they have like branches for learning about DeFi, for integrating DeFi products and tools, for understanding like the fundamental value of the space? And they are so, so, so skeptical and unaware about like the major fundamental value adds that exist already. It is not even something that is projected for the future, like a proof of concept. You can just actually use these products now, and they're more efficient, more cheap, more um, reliable 24/7, right? Like, yeah, man, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
absolutely. Like, I was reading a statistic that like Latin America is like one of the biggest adopters of like stable coins and DeFi in the world, probably out of necessity because like there's been a lot of hyperinflation, especially like in Argentina, and like you said, like people just don't realize like a lot of these places that need DeFi and stablecoins the most, like if they want access to like a traditional broker, especially like where most of the markets are, like they barely get to like do their business during US business hours because banks are rarely open. So like having like stablecoins and DeFi that's running 24/7 is just way more accessible for the average person. So yeah, it's absolutely like laughable that these banks are like just trying to grasp these last straws here to try to remain relevant when it's pretty inevitable and obvious that DeFi and 24/7 markets and all this sort of stuff is eventually going to break through, whether they grasp at this or not.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
And
every new regulation, every new law, every new like headline you see just goes to kind of put the final nail in the coffin for this
yeah,
whole banking like institution that we've had in the US for so long, right? So,
yeah, exactly. So yeah, anyways, yeah, which kind of leads to the next point. Like this explains why the like banks are just doing like this comment from DC investor, a full court press all at once to get their customers into crypto because they know that like DeFi is coming. They know that like these 24/7 markets, the non-centralized version of banks is coming. and so they're just trying to do everything that they can right now to like get a piece of this space. At first, they like what's that famous saying? Like they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like we went through the fight us stage. Now they're realizing that it is inevitable, so they're all like rapidly trying to get in here. Like another big headline was that U.S. national banks, the regulator said that banks can now act as crypto intermediaries, meaning that like
Ooh,
now, yeah, so the banks can basically like custody and take your Bitcoin and custody your Bitcoin for you, issue credit against it, which was another big headline that like this is all like coming out just within days.
right.
And like now banks are starting to issue credit against Bitcoin, like all the major banks in the US, you can now like give them custody of your Bitcoin and they can issue you credit against it. Um, like and then but to your point, this is like their last ditch effort to try to like get a piece of this emerging technology that's going to uh like disintermediate their space basically. Like in the end, like what would you rather do? Like give your Bitcoin or crypto or super tokens or whatever crypto you're holding, Ethereum, like to these banks and let them custody it for you. They're going to charge you like absurd fees, and then they're going to issue credit, and it's going to be incredibly like at much higher rates than what you could get through DeFi when everything is decentralized. You take out all the middlemen, you lower the cost of all this. Like in the end, like DeFi is going to win. I have zero doubt about this, but like the banks are definitely going to try to get their piece of the pie. Another interesting headline, I don't have it here, but like they were saying that like I don't know who it was. I don't want to throw shade at Stripe. Stripe's been pretty good to the crypto space, but it might have been Stripe or some other company that was issuing a stable coin now. They said that they're just going to charge 1.5% fees, only 1.5% fees for their users to like deposit and withdraw with using stable coins. Like 1.5%, come on. Like that is
Yeah.
such a high fee. You can pay pennies by just doing it yourself on the Ethereum blockchain or on a layer two. So, or less than a penny on a layer two. So, like, no one's going to pay 1.5% fees for a stable coin.
Yeah, I mean, you might genuinely see like a bit of a new paradigm for the banking like industry in general for entities that can actually just go to market with the cheapest solutions for retail, right? Because that's still the problem is that you have this huge banking infrastructure and then you have all these DeFi products that people are trying to use. They're trying to figure out how to custody stuff, how to manage their assets, and they just don't know how. Um, and all these banks are trying to like marginally extract on whatever possible service they can. Someone surely will come along and just say, hey, we're just going to take the cheapest, most user-friendly route possible, and we're just going to take this market. And the banks will either have to adapt to compete or die. At the end of the day.
Yeah, and I mean, I think at this point, like if you just look at the business economics of it all, like they have no choice but to die. Like you can't when you have like all this bureaucracy, you have thousands of employees, you have all this office space that you're renting, like all this like these operational expenditures that you have to like pay for. You have to charge large fees like in order to pay for all that. You just can't compete with a DeFi protocol that is like community owned, like like owned by the token holders and decentralized, disintermediated, not taking middlemen fees. Um, like you just can't compete with that as a bank. So I don't see how any of them are going to survive this long term. I understand that they're going to try to get their pieces of the pie now while they can, but like this is another like very interesting headline that I seen. The CFTC chair, which is the regulator for commodities, the kind of sister regulator to the SEC, says that using Bitcoin and crypto as collateral will bring trillions into the US market. And I thought this was just a super bullish headline, especially for like protocols and projects like ours, like Superseed, because like, yes, all these banks are going to try to bring this crypto in and use it as collateral, get users to use their crypto as collateral and take out loans against it and stuff like that. But like we were just talking about, like I just don't see how they can compete with a project like ours that can just do this in a decentralized, very low cost way. So like this is like I completely agree that this is going to bring trillions into the U.S. market and other markets, but like I think that those trillions are going to land in DeFi protocols in the end, which is super bullish.
Yeah, for sure. I think your point about like the economics of banks versus DeFi protocol is also super important. Like ultimately, DeFi services are actually cheaper um, most of the time, and yeah, I mean, I fail to see how, like, if you think far enough ahead, I fail to see how just a traditional um, financial enterprise like a bank still exists in the same. Like, I it probably just cannot. It has to
Yeah,
change radically. But
yeah, I agree. I remember back in 2017, I had the theory that like banks eventually were just going to become like safety deposit boxes for people because like I can see a future where people don't want to self custody. Um, like that makes sense to me. I think that they'll like do like some sort of group self custody where maybe you can bring your ledger into a bank and they'll insure it for you, um, like insure your deposit, your
right,
ledger deposit, and then you can somehow in some sort of like decentralized self-custody way still like access those private keys and like control your funds, but they're custodying it for you, and they insure it for you, and like something that gives people just a little bit more like safety, peace of mind than like holding on to your own private keys and having the risk of losing a piece of paper and losing all your money. Like I still think that
yeah,
that
that's true.
is a little bit of an unsolved problem in crypto. But definitely there's a lot of like solutions up and coming that help this.
It also just gives them like a legal angle where, as you said, they have insurance against, fraud or loss of funds or whatever,
Mhm.
which they benefit from in the traditional system,
Yeah,
which just can be harder. Yeah, I think I really wonder if like banks will aggregate and become like a mega conglomerate if that is how the future looks like.
yeah, who knows? I for sure they need to like cut their expenditures. Like, yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna pull that off, but yeah, definitely like someone needs to be dealing with custody, I think, for a lot of different people, still giving people access to their funds uh, in a secure way, but like with people having that peace of mind. So I think that is a role that banks could possibly try to fill. Um, I just yeah, let's see what happens.
Well, exciting stuff, man. Every day new
Exciting.
headlines to just
Yeah,
completely destroy your
yeah,
mind,
yeah.
you know?
Absolutely wild. Like December has been absolutely crazy. Like the markets are not showing it at all, barely.
Yeah.
But like there's like so much good news and like positive stuff coming for crypto or like here already. Like another like, big news that hit just yesterday was that the Fed cut another what was it 25 basis points, which is like wild. I remember when we were talking about it before they started cutting, like I posted that tweet about like if they cut three times, this is exactly like 1998 before the 1999 like huge internet boom, and it's like played out exactly like that. They cut three times into September, October. Yeah, November was 1998. This time it was September, October, December, I guess. But yeah, incredible like correlation there. And now everyone is also saying that like yeah, 2026 should structurally be like a big bull market year, and the 4 year cycle is dead. And like this was a very interesting statistic that when the Fed cuts interest rates within 2% of stock market all time highs, like it is now, the stock market basically has gone on to finish over the next 12 months 20 like higher 20 out of 20 times, 100% hit rate. So like basically if this continues, like 2026 should be a bull year, which is not what everyone was initially expecting a few months ago.
I mean, like, it's disturbing how much good news is on the way, right? Like, Fed cutting rates, a huge new legal proposal to classify digital assets as their own financial entity, I guess, which just brings in the mother lode for banks.
Hmm.
And then, markets are down, and all these huge banks are now adopting Bitcoin and other currencies into their products. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely wild. And
yeah,
then this other like huge liquidity news is that nobody was really expecting this till about a year, or sorry, a week ago. This started to get priced in, but the Fed has officially started money printing again, which is absolutely wild. I would have never expected that when the stock market's near all-time highs. They cut rates 3 times and are starting the money printer up again. They announced yesterday that they're going to starting tomorrow start injecting 40 billion into the markets again every single month. Um, to buy short-term treasury bills because there has been like a bit of a liquidity crunch in the like the repo, the short-term interest market. So yeah, they're gonna start elevating that, which is absolutely wild. Um, yeah, there's just like so much positive news. It's absolutely wild. And then on top of that, I just tweeted about it today. Um, like Trump is going to be replacing the Fed chair. Like Jerome Powell is going to be out in early 2026, probably around April or May. And he's going to be like basically installing his own Fed chair, who's like an Uber bull.
oh
He's like
yeah,
very pro crypto. Hassett is his name, which he has like 80 or 90% probability that he's going to be the new Fed chair now. And he's a Uber bull. He's already said publicly that he's going to be like cutting more interest rates. Not that he's the sole person that decides that, but he's definitely a strong influence. And he's a big proponent of getting rates back to near zero. So it's very bullish alignment coming for next year, which is wild.
yeah. I mean, it is pretty clear that like that has been the strategy for Trump is to just make markets as liquid as possible, cut rates, introduce as much mobility of liquidity as possible. And that's always good for people who are holding assets and have businesses and are trying to create stuff. You know, that
Yeah,
is I think pretty American in terms of strategy. So people always like it, but it's always that other side is making sure your economy is still okay and prices are still okay and people can live and
yeah,
no
absolutely.
riots on the streets, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's all just game theory in the end. Like that's how I kind of like to think about these things, especially in the economy and money related stuff. Is like they got the 2026 midterm elections coming up, so like which was like he basically got all the hard stuff out of the way at the start, which was the tariffs. Got through that in the early days, and now he's gonna try whatever he can to try to like pump up the markets, make everybody happy, make everybody drunk on Fed funds, on money printing,
Yeah.
going into the midterm elections to try to get more seats. So yeah, anyone that thinks that the 4 year cycle is dead, I think they're going to be very disappointed. Uh, or sorry, anyone that thinks the 4 year cycle is still on and that this was the end, I think that it's dead. Like Hunter Horsley, another uh, guy from Bitwise, who they manage 15 billion plus in client funds. Yeah, he's also saying the 4 year cycle is dead. The market has matured. Um, yeah, everything's lining up for a massive 2026. I completely agree. Even though I think like there's been so much bear posting on crypto Twitter. So anyone that has survived this kind of crypto Twitter bear market, like I applaud you because it's been hard. Like there's been so much negative sentiment online, but then when you look behind the curtains, it's just there's so much positivity. So I'm glad that like at least we've been consistent, and hopefully
Yeah.
uh, will be rectified in 2026 when the crypto bull market resumes. So yeah, well, I'm very excited anyway.
Yeah, I think we're on the right side with regards to this for sure. Not financial advice. But I will
Not
say
financial.
it is interesting that the economy is kind of changing towards a more asset oriented economy and like, we see wealth inequality increasing. We see assets and stocks, equities specifically at all-time highs. USD kind of devaluing. And I mean, last week we talked about the stimulus that Trump was signing in for babies
Hmm.
born in the next year, or everybody under 20, I
Yeah,
believe he changed it to.
yeah, everyone under 20.
Um, and ultimately, I think that's probably how the economy will kind of slowly change is away from the cash and away from the fiat and into the like the native companies and the equities for these valuable companies,
Yeah.
which is like a really interesting thing to think about, right? The more you give people stimuluses for these companies, the more their financial dependence is
Hmm.
relying on these companies' success, and then the government also has huge contracts and deals with these companies, and is actively like helping them try to, especially things like tech companies, AI companies right now. I think you'll
Yeah.
see like almost like a oligarchy type economy start to come out where the companies and these top companies are the ruling power
Hmm.
versus maybe what we've seen in the past, or at least
Yeah.
more
I
so than
think
it has been, right?
completely agree. I think that's, yeah, another great point. Like, I think that's the direction that the world is going in, not just the US. Yeah, like businesses do kind of like run the government, and like and you need to find ways to like align incentives with the citizens. And I think that that's what Trump is doing. And I think it is a smart play, because that's the only way that you're going to keep your voter base moving forward, is if you can get everybody in the US benefiting from the system, like from the capital markets. So like by creating these Trump accounts and giving every kid under 18 like $1,000, $2,000, whatever it ends up being, to invest in the markets, that's going to compound. That's going to grow over time. By the time like a newborn baby gets to the age of 18 or 20 and can access this account, they're going to have tens of thousands of dollars, or possibly more, which is going to give them like a nice little nest egg. They benefited from the capital markets. They're not going to hate the capital markets. They're going to vote for more things that benefit the capital markets. So yeah, I think it's a smart play from him and his party side. Uh, let's see how it plays out. But I think just aligning incentives and getting everyone to benefit from markets going up. And another interesting thing that you noted there, which kind of clicked in my brain, was like, yeah, like back in the day, everyone used to like be heavily reliant on just like fiat. The US dollar was very strong. Fiat was very strong. You could hold and save money. You used to get like 8-10% savings rate in just a bank account back in the
Yeah.
day. That completely got abolished. So I think, yeah, that needs to change with fiat dying. Like there's no such thing as a savings account anymore at a bank. Like the savings account is now your like brokerage account. You need to be
Right.
investing into the markets. That is your savings account. You can't be holding fiat. So yeah, it's
Someone
an
tell Dave
interesting
Ramsey,
change.
bro. Someone tell Dave
Yeah.
Ramsey. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good concept, I think, and I think it's totally right. And it's interesting because ultimately what's happening is, using government debt, you're basically kind of sacrificing value of fiat for development of capital markets and equities and specific companies, which gives you a huge competitive advantage in the world, right? Because ultimately these companies and these businesses push your country forward. They make products that everybody uses, improves your economy.
Mhm.
But you also have the fiat there so that credit exists, right? There is some sort of credit tool, because otherwise, what do you have this equity to borrow against and
Yeah.
continue to do things against? So it's an interesting idea, um, especially going into the AI wars, that are
Yeah.
about to take place and are taking place already with these companies. So
Yeah. I think 2026 is gonna be a very interesting year, with like all this AI advancement and crypto advancement and how it all ties together. And yeah, it's going to be a whole new world in a few years. So yeah, I mean, I'm super excited that we get to play our own part in it with Superseed, um, and what we're building, and we can kind of build more tools that give better financial access to the average person. So yeah, I'm super excited what we're building. Um, just to on that note, Chris made a super cool video about like our new website that we just launched. um, which kind of goes through everything that we're building like with our updated roadmap. So yeah, like I don't know if you have anything to say about that or about our roadmap, but like I'm just super excited about like our end state, the Super CDP, where people can do all of this, like you talked about, like having their crypto as collateral, borrowing against it, getting these loans that repay themselves. Like I think this is the future, and like I'm just super pumped that we're a part of that, building some of the tools that people are going to use in the future to access this new decentralized financial system. So yeah, pretty cool. Check out our new website, superseed.xyz. Yeah, what do you think in there?
Well, you just brought up a good point, a connection I didn't even make. Like, we just went into this whole spiel about how the entire economy is going into equities and like stocks and what is basically crypto. And then what is our
Yep,
product, guys? It's like the best tool that you can use to borrow against your equities or your crypto or your whatever super collateral is going to be in the
exactly.
future. Um, right here, guys. So,
Right here.
to tie
Stay
it all
tuned.
back
Superseed.
in,
Yeah, exactly.
it,
Tie it all back together.
it works
Everything's coming
out.
onto crypto rails, and like once everything becomes tokenized, like even the CEO of BlackRock is saying, like the world is going to become tokenized. Everything is going to become tokenized, financialized. It's going to be put on the blockchain. It's going to be on Ethereum probably. Like there's a very good chance of that, and we're going to be right there where you can take all of your assets, everything that you want to own, like your crypto, your real estate, your yeah, like RWAs, your whatever in the future, and throw them into our CDP, collateralize them, and borrow against them. Like keep your assets, and yeah, if it, whatever ends up being super collateral in our system, like that's yet to be determined, and will probably be like decentralized voting. People will be able to vote on that sort of stuff, but you like super collateral loans will repay themselves, and I think yeah, I think it's all leading to a pretty cool future. So pretty exciting.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, all this AI talk, bro. I'm about to start ranting again.
Yeah, yeah, like get into it, man. I mean, that those are all the main points I wanted to kind of bring up and talk about. But yeah, if you want to talk about AI, I'm always down to talk about AI. I'm
Absolutely.
very excited about AI. What are you
Me
most
too.
excited about
Me too.
with AI?
Well, I mean, my experiences last week has been I've been playing around with Gemini a lot more. I don't know how much people have kept up with the new releases. But Gemini from Google and their product suite right now is probably the best product suite in terms of like everything
Yeah,
that you could want on the market. Their video generation is amazing. They have their image generation is amazing. They have Nano Banana
yeah,
as their tool. For that, they have things like their notes taking app that exists. They have the anti gravity app, which is I believe like agent workflow, like UI basically. You can already integrate um, a lot of AI use cases into everyday stuff like using Google Drive, using your email, you know,
yeah,
all like these basic logistical mundane tasks can be automated away with
hmm
um, an agent. And they're also on the cutting edge with some of the stuff. Like their video filmmaking model is like insane. VO is like really good. I'm always checking like subreddits and like Twitter communities for some of these new generations and what people are making, and it's just astounding.
yeah. I mean, like some of the images that you've been producing, like these are wild. I absolutely love these. Like just hyper realistic. Um, yeah, I'm a big fan. Like you've been doing some yeah this right here that you produced also, just
And
amazing.
it's crazy because like any basic animations or cinematic videography or custom um, models for characters and cartoons or anything like this, it can just be made extremely cheaply, extremely quickly, automated, very,
Mhm.
very easily. Um, and it's kind of just changing like video content completely and image content as well.
Yeah, when do you think we hit that kind of, I guess, what would you call it, intersection where everything is just made by AI? Like, I think movies are going to be made by AI, and then, like, I just read a headline today that Disney just invested like an obscene amount of money into OpenAI now because they want to like start producing like their characters with AI and like pretty much cutting animators out and I'm sure like movies are going to be made with AI, like everything's going to be made with AI, and
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
think that's coming pretty quick. You play
I
around with these tools a lot.
I think so. I've been playing around with them more recently, but I will say I remember last year looking at the cutting edge video AI generation, and it was cool, but it was very simple still. And the best people, the most cutting edge videographer, AI videographers, let's say, we're still making stuff that is like pretty far from anything photorealistic or really good to like watch, something entertaining for someone like me.
Hmm.
Um, but nowadays, like it's unbelievably good. Like it is so good. You can make it so fast. Anybody can make it. So the amount of ideas that can be distributed and like content that can be distributed is a lot higher than it was before. And it just
Yeah,
takes like a little bit of time for people to actually catch up and start using these tools and do it in a way that's easy, right? Because right now you have to learn about prompting, you have to have a lot of credits available. You have to see what techniques people are using to actually create these really like cool looking videos. I saw McDonald's just launched an AI ad, officially the first
oh
ever
really?
AI
I didn't
ad
see that.
that they had, and it was really good looking, like, and all of these posts always have a lot of mixed reactions. People are really upset about, "Oh, like, why is this AI?" Like, "Oh, this looks so bad." But
Yeah.
just looking at the improvements from last year to this year, like, it is insane. It is completely insane.
Yeah,
Um,
the step
and
up improvement has been crazy. I agree.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to really, like, get that across to some people, and,
I mean,
yeah.
go ahead.
I think it will just be inevitable, there's a lot of, like, skepticism, and to be fair, it's very justified. There's so much slop content. There's so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
trash slop content that of AI stuff that exists, but, all of that is built to kind of funnel into the direction of creating good stuff, things that people wanna
yeah.
watch, things that enable people to be more creative and more precise and more, make things that are interesting and, like,
I
beautiful
mean,
for other people.
yeah, I agree. I was just watching a podcast the other day with um, some guys that are like deep into the AI space, and they were saying that like it's 6 months, probably 6 months, 12 months tops, where you get just full voice to video, like no more like prompting and playing around and editing. Like you'll be able to like one shot like whatever videos that you want, basically. Like create like whatever you say, like create me like a complete like Harry Potter world. I'm sure there'll be like the AIs are gonna build in some sort of like protections against copyright and stuff like that. But a Harry Potter similar world with like all these the stuff flying around and make it like a 10-minute like scene, whatever. You'll be able to create whatever you want, just voice to video, and it'll one shot it, like know exactly what you want. Um, Not much like adjustments needed.
Editing that you
Uh,
need to do. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
No, I
And
completely
you'll
agree. Completely agree
yeah,
with that.
it's
Go
gonna
ahead,
like kill
sorry.
editing. No, no, sorry. I just wanted to yeah say like yeah like, and then you'll just be able to, oh, change this to that, change that to that, and then you'll be able to perfect it like basically within like seconds or minutes, and you'll just have like you can make feature films that way. You'll be able to make whatever you want. So like what do we do in a world where yeah like all of this content is just so easy to make and um yeah I don't know, I don't know where it's all going. Like everything's just customizable. There's gonna be so much content out there. How do we uh, consume it all?
I have no idea, man. It's a great question. Remains to be seen. We're working like magnitudes above what I can like conceive of right now. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And
I mean
for
it
sure, I think even like voice to video can exist right now. Like I'm sure people are already setting up this workflow because all the like combining bridges already exist. You can already do voice to text prompts. You can do text to image prompts. You can do image to video prompts, and you can have like an iterative loop
Mhm.
pretty easily, right? So whoever
Yeah,
is on the
great point.
cutting edge right now, who can code these iterative loops and also is good at prompting, is good at understanding precisely how to explain what they want to be created, is so far ahead of anybody else. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. So I mean, I'm gonna take a full tinfoil hat now because I would just love to get your opinion on this. Because I don't know where you stand on this. But okay, if we can create these full simulations that are basically identical to our regular life, like how probable do you think it is that we're already living in one of these simulations? What do you think about simulation theory?
Simulation theory, man. I mean, it's like, yeah. I mean, Elon Musk like talks a lot about this. It's probably extremely low chance we are in the root simulation. I forget what
The
the
base reality, yeah,
base reality, right? But I mean, if we're not or if we are, it doesn't really matter. Well, at the end of the day,
exactly.
like your life goes on and things you do still matter, and there's a lot of
Absolutely.
things to enjoy. So that gets into like deeper philosophy about like value and meaning and stuff. And at the end of the day, man, I enjoy living.
Yeah,
You know.
me too. I no, I'm in the exact same camp. Like I agree that I guess if you follow the simulation theory through, there probably is a high probability that we're living in a simulation, and this is not based reality, just based on pure math. But yeah, completely agree. Like life is still worth living. Like we're everyone, even if we are in a simulation, everyone is still in the simulation with us. Um, Everyone's still experiencing what they experience, and life can be amazing, and we should treat each other well and then just enjoy
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're getting deep for today's episode. Damn.
We're getting deep. Oh wow,
Yeah,
super chats just went deep. Okay.
absolutely. We got to start posting philosophy clips on the timeline and just trigger a bunch of people.
Are we Naval? Ah.
Yes, we are Naval. Yes, us. Pivot to Navalism.
I mean, okay, yeah. If this is a simulation, and one day we'll have Naval on Super Chat on our podcast here. So
That's a theory with a simulation. It's like the most entertaining outcome is the most likely or whatever. That's the Elon Musk
absolutely.
catchphrase. So if you just say it enough, who knows?
Let's see what happens.
Happens.
Anyways, yeah. Well, great chat again. I encourage everyone once again to go check out our website because we've got a lot of like very amazing stuff coming. If you aren't familiar with Superseed and what we're building, we've got like a big 2026 coming. All of our core products are going to start to roll out, and we've got a full four-phase roadmap here that you can read up on. It's our pinned tweet, so go check it out. Exciting times ahead. AI, crypto super cycle 2026.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
gonna be fun. Gonna be fun.
That's a crazy sentence, man. Imagine saying that sentence 10 years ago. AI and crypto super cycle 2026. Like
It's gonna be fun times, fun times.
insane.
2026 will be a fun year. All
Oh
right.
yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We will see you again next week. I know we've said it a couple times, but we are planning on having a few guests on. We're just trying to wait to line a few things up. Probably as we get closer to our core product rollout, then you'll see even more of that. So yeah, fun episodes ahead. Stay tuned.
Absolutely.
See you guys.
Take care, everybody.